Ladies and gentlemen, a bunch of cruisers were buffed and changed in Legion, the Thorax, and the Rupture, and it's time for another episode of Fix Your Fits! And we're here to see if you can be able to take the Rupture and the Thorax into the fray and get it done. Let's not waste another second. Now, everybody say hi, YouTube. Yes, sir. We found one of these fits already. Here is a Rupture fit. The Rupture was recently changed, buffed, added a bunch of stuff to it. Let's see what we got here. This person died in low sec off a moon to a Caracal and to Caracal Navy and a question mark. My man's was killed by a daggum question mark, okay? And it looks like he's full PvP fit here. Full PvP fit, even got the paste coming in. And no loot yet, was just in the right place at the wrong time, or other way around, depending. Let's see if we can fix this fit, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so we've got this Rupture. Already, I can tell you, it's a decent fit. It's very decent at what it does for 42 million-esque. Let's see what we've got here. Now we have the ANSI. The ANSI, let's start with the lows because this is a PvP fit. And we're going to start there because of the lows on this kind of fit, I can tell you, is going to be absolutely the entire kit and caboodle here. So we do have 69 HP a second. Apps, nice, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. We've got tank, DCU, multi-spectrum, reactive. And our capacitor is doing pretty good with this battery. Okay, so we've got a large battery. So we actually have a battleship level battery on this. Very intriguing. So whenever we do the Fix Your Fit episode, we like to look at what killed them and see if there was something that we could have done. So Caracal Navy, and then it looks like a heavy ion blasters. That sounds like a battleship. Pretty sure that's a battleship or something of that nature. So he died to bigger ships than him. And typically you're going to have some nuding here. So the large battery is a battleship level battery, pretty great, and does provide you some decent capacitor warfare resistance. But it looks like this guy died possibly because he got nuded out because he's an active fit, and then he was not able to recover. Heavy ionist cruiser. Okay, perfect. So cruiser and cruiser took him out. Maybe with a battery booster would he have done better. So this is a common thing, something I struggle with in PvP, is with limited mid slots. It's hard to know sometimes which ones you should take. So let's put a medium on here. And then let's throw in some, you want to get the Navy 400s, I think that's what that is. And we can see we can use 3 Navy 400s in here. And let's see how many we can put in our cargo. We can fit 36, right? Even better. So 400s are the way to do it. How I know which ones to put in, I typically like to put the smaller ones in so that you can have more of them in your cargo. So heavy ion is medium, exactly, perfect. So we have these cap boosters, and look, now we're cap stable with everything on, because you can just recover your cap back. And sure, look, with everything on, you lose it in a minute. Stable without it, if somebody's attacking you, it's going to be, let's actually overheat everything, because that's what you're going to be doing. We are nice and stable because you can recover back your cap. So this is one of the main things I would recommend if you're doing PvP, is not to run batteries, instead to run cap boosters, because it's instead of having just a passive, I have more cap. Now you can click this button and get more capacitor out of it. Should we use this armor? What do y'all think? We have that's correct. We have lots of CPU and power to use. So I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to come down here to an armor plate and see if we can try to do something better here. So we can't yet fit the higher up armor plates. We have Tech 2s. The damage control is probably necessary here. I like the ancillary repair. The Rupture has full damage. So how I think we should fit this is we should lean in to what our win condition is. The win condition is out DPSing, is surviving. Sorry, is not surviving, is offense is our defense. So I think what we have to do here is we have to put on some more damage. Okay, so we have auto cannons here. Is that the gyro stab? I think that's that. So let's and look at the DPS increase. Look at this. We're 340 up from 270. Big increase in our damage. And he had drones on him, I guarantee you. We just didn't see him because it's a kill mail. So let's come back out here and let's get some light drones in there. We can only fit 40s. Let's get some Tech 2. Just throw in some drones. Let's just get some Tech 2 warriors and just call it a day. We fit 5 of these. We have 40 drone bandwidth points. That's weird. That's strange. Let's see. Can we fit hammerheads? How many of these can we put in here? We can do 2. Takes us to 20 out of 40. Can we do 3 of these? This is going to be a very strange 30 out of 40. And then we have 2 lights. You see that? You see that, y'all? We can do 2. Okay, so that technically, if we really wanted to push this, we could fit 3 hammerheads, so we could fit 3 mediums and 2 lights to be able to get the full bandwidth out of it. Technically, we're up to 465 DPS, very, very nice. So we've added another damage. The damage control, I think, is pretty good. The reactive armor hardener is when should you use multi-spectrum versus reactive armor hardener? Well, I think every single armor ship needs at least one of these multi-spectrums because it just gives you broad stroke resists no matter what's hitting you. There it is. The reactive armor hardener is really good as a one-of here because these are not, despite what the tooltip says, this does not give you 15% resist across the board. This will go and cater itself to what damage you're taking. So if you're taking mainly thermal, it'll start putting up to 60% resist into thermal every cycle. It'll go towards that type of damage. So it starts at 15, but then eventually if you're only taking thermal, it'll stop putting stuff there and it'll go up to 60% in thermal. Isn't that sick? Isn't that cool? So the reactive is a really nice way to be able to like do stuff. So why not web drones? Because we have a stasis web here, and I think that's the better thing to do that there. Let's look at the rigs because the mids I think look pretty good. No, we can tech 2 this. We have plenty of space here. And in fact, we might have space for an MWD here to be able to catch stuff, lock them down, get there. This is a PvP ship. We want to be able to hop on stuff and get it done. Let's get a 50 MN micro warp drive, tech 2. Tech 2, yeah, now we're going 15. Now we can catch up to stuff. Yes. This is what we want. We want to be able to catch up to things. We do have our cat boosters now. Before he was using a battery, and that was why. Now we don't need the tech 2 web because we can just hop on somebody and get this big one. I do see that it looks like we might be able to use a, filter by remaining resources. How many of you didn't know this? These buttons up here, look at this. This button right here. If you click this guy, you can literally filter the modules you're seeing by remaining resources. You click this, it's going to stop showing battleship level micro warp drives. You click this, it's going to only show what's left to fit. How many of you didn't know this? Type 1 in chat. The other thing here is this one right here, filter to hull restrictions. Filter hull restrictions means show me only things the Rupture can fly. How many of you didn't know this? You're welcome. Enjoy being able to fit stuff better in EVE Online. That's why you watch these videos. Okay, excellent stuff. So we have here a 50 MN micro warp drive tech 2. We've got Trimark armor pumps here. This is going to increase the raw HP that we have. I got to tell you, that is not our win condition here. Okay, we go down in EHP, but we want to be able to active heal. This is also an ancillary current router, increasing the power grid. Do we even need this? We don't even need that, dude. So before we go any further, let's take out the small gremlin and let's put a medium newt on here. Okay, let's put a medium one because we have the space for it. Let's go over here to a medium. We can do a nice, let's get a nice scoped one because I believe scoped goes out to 14 and tech 2 goes out to 15. Okay, so we have the space for this. No, we actually can't do that. Look at that. Because it completely destroys our capacitor when we do this. We have to not do this. This is why we test. Okay, so let's go back to small. Let's do a nice small scoped. Now with our battery on, we're still nice and good with that. We'll keep a small newt on there and call it a day. I want you to look right here. Okay, 1 nanobot takes us from 69, nice, up to 81. 2 of these is going to take us to 95. We've gone up 50% effectiveness on our heals. 50%. That's pretty great. That's pretty fantastic. What should the final one be? Well, I think we should do some DPS here because we've got some projectiles. Let's see about this. What's our effective range? 11. We're going to be able to catch them with the micro warp drive. Optimal range is in that much. Let's see if one of these increase our DPS. There we go, y'all. There we go. The burst aerator is going to push us to 500 almost DPS. We've pushed the win condition of this ship from being, it was a bit of a hodgepodge, right? We've got more raw HP. We're tanking a little bit. We've got some active. We have like, I want stacking max HP. We have a battery. This is more of a PvE thing. You know, we've fixed this to now we can do more raw damage. 500 DPS. Didn't know the Rupture could hit this hard. Now, look at now 370 of this is turrets and 124 of this is drones. And we've made the drones. So we have 3 mediums and 2 lights. So you didn't know the Rupture could hit this hard, did you? Correct. There it is. Let's see if we can get different guns here to end this Rupture on this fixture fit episode. And then we'll go to the thorax in just a moment. So Let's get rid of drones here. Let's go to turrets. Here we go. And projectile turrets. Okay. We're doing medium autocannons. And we have the 220 Vulcan autocannon 2s. And we see the only one over this is the 425s. So let's see if we can fit the 425s just to be able to know if we need to like mess with this a little bit more, okay? Oh, we can. These are the bigger guns. They hit harder. Let's see about it. 516. We just increased our DPS quite a bit, and our effective range is now within 12. We just did slightly better gun. We're right under the wire of this power grid. We did get we got another 20-something-ish DPS out of this fit by just messing with our stuff and getting it done. Incredible stuff. All right, let's put 4,000 hail in here. The other thing you're going to do to be able to fix this is you're going to have different kinds of ammos, okay? You want to have some barrage in here as well. You want to be able to have some barrage in here so you can swap to it. We'll look at the effective range. We go up to 23. If something's away from you, there it is. Use the nano pumps, not nano bots. I disagree because nano pumps make you heal faster. Nano bots make you heal for more. This is where you have to kind of test. You have to see about it. So you got to see which one it is. Do one of each to avoid stacking penalty. We could try that. With 2 of these, our capacitor is still good. We don't need to be cap stable, but we have slightly less EHP, but we're not going to just run out of cap when we keep these on. So, and overheating raises the rep speed. See, with 2 of these, we get up to 119. I think it's 2 of these. I think it's 1 nanobot accelerator, 1 nano pump. You can disagree and call it a day. You could do a NOS. We could do a NOS. Especially with a cap like this. Yeah, sure. Why don't we fit a NOS just to say, hey, give me some more of your goodies? Because, well, the NOS only works if they're below you, right? There's some kickers with this. Now we can get their cap and kind of pull it back. I'd run 2 accelerators with a medium NOS. 2 accelerators with a medium NOS. What do I think about that? You're basically pivoting your entire strategy to active tank instead of this. So we're not going to do 2 medium ANSIs, right? Here we go. We're swapping it. We're swapping it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see it. Give me my repper, please. I want rep. Oh, turn off rigs. That's why. Small armor repper. See, we don't have the power grid for the small armor repper, so no. No. Because we want to be able to use the bigger guns to push the DPS up with this. So what I think we do is this. I think this is your fit. I think this is your fit. You could do, this is where you guys have to test. Where if you want to do double ANSI, it's a different guns. It's you're pivoting more of your ship resources into being heals. I'm pivoting more of our resources into damage because that's what we want to push here. Consider that fit fixed. The link for this will be in the description. It's all totally free. It takes 2 clicks. That fit has been fixed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rupture is fantastic. And if you want the full Fixture Fits playlist, that's right here. And if you want the best Eve guides, that's right here. We'll see ya in the next one. Press sub. We'll see you very soon. Thanks very much.